Hello, everybody. Back here today with another episode of Canon Clashes. I did some looking, because I was unsure. Last episode, we finished off with Cell Saga. This episode, we're doing the Boo Saga. We'll be doing a cap, not at the end of the Boo Saga, but it'll be Boo and then Daima, and then we'll have our next, what do you call it? What did I call it, really? We'll have our next, checkpoint at the end of Daima. So, I did some looking. I have come to the decision that this is the Goku versus Majin Vegeta. Because he has the Halo, he has a destroyed Gi. That reads like it's supposed to be the versus Majin Vegeta to me. This one is versus Fat Boo because he has his whole Gi intact versus Fat Boo. This one doesn't have a halo, so I'm assuming that this is maybe, various, Buhan and, Kid Boo fights, right? And then, of course, this is Kid Boo. And then this is, I never knew this world existed, I believe this is supposed to be Goku post-fighting Beerus after, going God and then going back down. And then this is obviously, for this, though I'm going to do this because this is literally just the same as Festival Goku. It's the same moveset, there's no differences except for Super Spirit Bomb Festival. I'm just going to do the Festival Goku because I don't think it makes sense to do both of them, considering it's literally the exact same moveset. It would just be a needless repetition, I think. It's even the exact same outfit. So we're just going to do this one. If people would like to see me go back and do the other one, I suppose I can, but anyway. So we're starting off with versus Majin Vegeta. I'm going to pick the version that doesn't have Final Explosion, because of course he uses that against Boo. And we'll go, Wasteland? Or Mountains? I feel like Mountains. I know Mountains isn't, a great map, but I feel like it's accurate to where they're fighting, if I remember correctly. I guess it just trips me up, because we don't really have battle damaged Majin Vegeta. Oh, okay. Nice. Nice. Need to get after image off. Vegeta kind of letting us mix him. Oh, okay. I'm gonna count that because obviously he still got it off, but okay. If we can get this in one, that'd be great. I guess I'm going to try and get Dragon Fist off. Uh-oh. Okay, well, hold on, actually. What happened there? I feel like I hit him, did I not? Okay. So we do another fight where we try to get Super Saiyan 2 off, just because that's, the unique form to this fight. I feel like that's pertinent, along with the ultimates. I'll try to do Dragon Fist, even though it's not, canon, but I feel like, if it's in the moveset, why not? I very much am thinking that this was supposed to be, Hirudegarn Goku, because I feel like this is the only Goku that makes sense for Hirudegarn, and then Hirudegarn just, of course, isn't in the game. This may sound stupid, but I kind of wish there was such a thing as base form Majin Vegeta. Because like in some of the older games, right, we have the ability to start a fight transformed, which makes Majin Vegeta not that big of a deal. Like if in Raging Blast you use Majin Vegeta, because then you start transformed as Majin Vegeta, and if you're trying to reenact the fight, you just start transformed as Goku, right? But in like Xenoverse, I feel like in Budokai, Majin was a transformation. Nice. Okay, we can. Damn, that holds so long, actually. Okay, Super Saiyan 2. Okay. We're... Okay, just make it easy on me then, Vegeta. Alright. That was pretty solid, I think. Base form Dragon Fist always looks like so cursed for some reason to me. But, you know, it's whatever. So, next is versus Fat Boo. We'll try to get off all of the forms in sequence to this is to go even further beyond type thing. I really would prefer if there was one that didn't have Candy Beam. I'm gonna be so honest, but I guess the best that I can do is just this one, I guess. Because he doesn't really try to turn Goku into a cookie, and he uses the, well, I don't know, because I can never read when something is supposed to be a Majin Kamehameha, and when it's supposed to be a normal Kamehameha. Because I know in the games the Majin Kamehameha tends to be like pink or purple, but I don't know, it's just weird to me to try and gauge in actual Dragon Ball media. Because I think it wasn't an attack in actual Dragon Ball media, so... Super Saiyan 1. Okay. Get Meteor Crash. Oh. Okay. The only problem with this is that we consume so much ki that it's hard to keep up the bars necessary to be able to do a lot of these moves. Okay. Let's go ahead and charge up here. Super Saiyan Dos. Nice. I know that I said that I didn't have to get that off, but I guess I was just kind of wanting to do it for the meme. I really wish that you could at least still, like... Jesus Christ. You could try to, like, charge in Candy or something. I just wish you could do anything in Candy, to be honest. Okay, Vert. Charge up some, because now we're going for Super Saiyan 3. Oh god. Okay. Oh, he said the line. What is going on right now, man? Again? Alright, there we go. We just need to get Warp Kamehameha off. Revamp kind of makes Super Saiyan 3 Goku look clean. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, let's do this.
Only goal here, Warp Kamehameha. Everything else is secondary. I got Vanish stepped around. Oh, and I got Kamehameha'd. Boo is doing his own challenge, I guess. Okay, let's do this. Nice. Okay. How did that not catch him? Nice.
What? Is that it?
All right. And we're moving down the line. Now, like I said, I think this next Goku is probably like either versus Buhan or versus Kid Buu. Because if you remember the anime, Elder Kai gives his life to resurrect Goku, and that lets Goku go to Earth, and he tries to fuse with Gohan, but he can't, and so he fuses with Vegeta. That's why, if we look at Vegito doesn't have a halo. Because Goku is alive, even though Vegeta is dead, it means they don't have a halo. Versus Gogeta, who did have a halo in Fusion Reborn, because both of them were dead at the time. So, presumably, this is either versus Kid Buu. I guess there's two variations of Kid Buu. Oh, yeah, I'm going to use the quick sleep one, because there's a scene where they're debating who goes up against him, and they look over, and Boo's, like, sleeping. Yeah. This looks clean. This is clean, I think. I feel very strongly about this, because I am a big fan of the Boo Saga category on Dokkan.
This is so dangerous. I can't stop being so excited.
And so, I tend to watch the Dokkan recreations of these fights a lot. Okay. Okay. Nice. Yeah, and see, he's even, like, depowered, because all we can do is a few smaller moves, like Energy Wave combo and stuff. Okay. I don't think I'll count that instant transmission, because that isn't, like... Nice. That was clean. We got everything off. And
Maybe you should train some more.
that instant transmission was really clutch there. Dope, dope, dope. Okay. So again, just to reiterate, next is this Goku. That is the Super Spirit Bomb Goku. We're just going to be doing Festival. This one is going to be versus Beerus. So the way I'm going to do it is that your initial Super Saiyan God Gokus, like there's probably going to be one in Bulma's party and one, like one at Capsule Corp, one in the caves, and then this Goku that I skip over here to get to Festival is going to be in space versus Beerus, probably. So,
Let's do this.
now there is a trick to this, of course, which is that we need to get both normal Super Spirit Bomb off and Festival Super Spirit Bomb off. So we need to get both animations, and I scrolled too far. And that means that I have to, like, futz around and play around with the transformation states. Because the Festival one, if you didn't know, if you don't have this Goku unlocked, or if maybe you couldn't get it to trigger, the Festival one only activates if you're in base form. So, we'll have to tinker with that some. Look, they've given us energy for it.
I can't stop being so excited.
And this one's definitely going to be multiple fights. Simply because even if I were to go into training mode, I don't think Kid Buu can take 2 spirit bombs. Nice. Let's go ahead and do this. We have I Hope You're Reborn is someone good this time, and so our key control is way better. So we can... Doing all of this stuff with Goku is actually making me appreciate instant transmission way more. Because it's actually, like, when you understand how to use it and in what circumstances, it's really clutch. It just, you really have to know how to use it. I'm also getting mixed here a little. They call me cookie dough because I'm getting folded. I literally... Okay. Oh, God. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Oh, God. Damn, bro. Okay. Let's take this to the ground, I think. Jesus, man. Okay. I ain't looking to get reset here, Boo, so... I'm very sorry, but we're locking in now. You're kidding. Does that kill? There's no way. No, but he's about to if I don't clutch up. Ooh, okay. Ooh, that was close. Ooh, okay. Okay, luckily, we got pretty much everything off. We only have to worry about our ultimates now. I really should have, when I hard knocked him down, I really should have been more careful and used Super Kamehameha. That would have made this fight way less close.
This is so dangerous. I can't stop being so excited.
Oh, okay. Okay. That animation stalls me, and so I need to be careful. Okay. We can do Super Saiyan 2. I don't know why Goku was so determined in these Kid Buu fights to use Super Saiyan 3. I know that the power boost is insanely different, but I genuinely feel like, considering he was already outclassed, that Super Saiyan 3 would have been fine. Oh god, that was not great. That ate up a lot of stamina. I should have found another way through that. Okay, nice. We'll just see. This is probably stupid, but... Okay. It was stupid, but it worked out. So there's your normal Super Spirit Bomb. And now we just have to get off Festival. At least I think it's the same animation as the normal Spirit Bomb. Until you do the Super Saiyan thing in base form. Maybe Revamp changes it. Because that felt different for some reason, but it could just be that it's been a while. Okay. I really actually kind of want him to build up more ki so that he'll use an ult. Come on, Boo. Come on, Boo. You want to use a Vanishing Ball? You want to use a Vanishing Ball so bad. Yeah, you're just pursuing? I'm telling you all, the minute I'm like, what did I say? What did I say? Okay. Okay. I'm unfortunately using up way more stamina than he is. Maybe we just throw it?
Please, give me some of your energy.
This is a really funny way to do it, but we got it off. It's interesting that you stay transformed after. I didn't realize. Okay. Just to kind of seal it in, because now seeing the animation felt different. I want to, like, seal it in. I'm going to go ahead and run it back with the normal Super Spirit Bomb Goku. And we're gonna make sure that this is nice, clean. We'll use the other Kid Buu, because why not? We'll make sure that it's nice and clean, because I don't want there to be any doubt left, as it were. I was pretty sure the animations were the same if you were transformed, but again, that could be a revamp change. That could just be me misremembering. Because I pretty much only used each festival move once, like, after I had unlocked them.
So dangerous. I can't stop being so excited.
Oh, it's a different move set a little. Because we have Charged Key Wave instead of Maximum Charge. Interesting. I shouldn't have done that. That was stupid, but it was funny. Ooh. And I think maybe it has different properties, because Kid Buu wasn't able to break our stamina. Or is that just always how Super Spirit Bomb works? Okay, I need to go on the offensive really hard now, because if I can get that hard knockdown... Oh, I guess that is just how it works. Nice. All right. So with that, we move on to Daima. Now again, I'm doing these in timeline order, which is going to get a little goofy because that means we're going to pretty much be ending the series on final DBZ versus Oob. And so, point just being that because I'm doing them in timeline order, we're doing Daima now, because Daima happens post Buu Saga, pre Super. So, with that, when it comes to variations of Goku, we have Goku Daima Mini and Goku Daima Super Saiyan 4. Now, we, unfortunately, don't have any Tamagamis or anything in the game. I have been looking. I haven't seen that anyone has modded them in. So what we're going to do is it's just going to be both Daimas versus Daima Vegeta, because that's the best that I can kind of conjure.
Let's hurry up and start the fight.
Because I still want it to feel like a Daima fight, I guess is my point.
I'll wrap this up quickly.
Cool, Vegeta. So we'll call it... I kind of want these to be a little fun. We'll have them fight across West City, I think, because that sounds fun. So, I haven't played with any of the Daima Gokus, and, like, I haven't used any of their moves quite a lot, so this is also going to be really kind of goofy for me. I will say that I think...
How come you got to change back to an adult already?
Imbecile. Why do you look like that?
Okay, this Goku is already playing so strange. That back hit is kind of fire, though. We don't have Super Saiyan. Classic Xenoverse moment. I'm sure Xenoverse 3 will have this version of Mini Daima Goku and also a Super Saiyan variant. Nice. That's a Dragon Spark. Okay, I was really hoping to get more off there. More backflips, I mean. Holy. God damn. There we go. Okay. We're gonna have to do 2 because we don't have Burst Blitz or anything off. I will say that when it comes to the Daima stuff, I'm kind of upset that they didn't adapt the Daima art style more to the Xenoverse art style. Yeah, it's gotta feel rough, Vegeta.
I got you good.
Because, like... So... Xenoverse has its own art style, right? And we know this because they already kind of flattened the art style when it comes to, like, manga differences, anime differences, and GT differences, and, like, super differences. Like, Gohan doesn't look like how he does in, you know, Dragon Ball Super Superhero. Sure, he has different hair, but he still essentially just looks like the same Xenoverse Gohan model with different hair, right? Same with Beast Gohan. I feel like his backflip is different. It is different, I think, because I was... Yeah, there's a kick added onto it. Okay, that's interesting. And because, like, GT has a slightly different art style from Z. Super has a slightly different art style from Z. That's just kind of the nature of, you know, the evolution of the medium. Even Z has a different art style from, like, Dragon Ball. But all of the Dragon Ball featured things are very faithfully done. Okay, Vegeta, I was really hoping you wouldn't do that. Because this combo takes a... Okay. I ironically am doing too much damage. Anyway. My point is that each of them have different art styles, and Xenoverse renders each art style in a way where it kind of flattens them and makes them more similar to fit Xenoverse's own 3D art style. But they didn't do that with the Daima characters for some reason. Like, Daima Vegeta's clothes are different from normal Vegeta's clothes, even though ostensibly they should be pretty much the same thing. And I feel like I compared, and Daima Vegeta is, like, weirdly slightly larger than normal Vegeta. Just like how, like, Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku is massive compared to literally any other character. And, of course, Goku Daima Mini looks nothing like GT Goku. Oh, nice. Okay. It's crazy that you can hit out of that. Okay, I'm gonna count that. We hit it twice, even if we didn't hit the final hit of it or whatever. So... And then the other move was full power energy blast volley, which is like, come on, you know what I mean? And so, my point is just that, like, I wish that they had done that same flattening to turn the characters into a more Xenoverse-y version of themselves. Because as it stands, they just look so out of place. Oh, you know, to prove my point, I said I was going to do Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, but I'm going to change my mind. To prove my point, maybe we'll use Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta.
Here I go.
See, even just on the loading screen, like if Goku were standing and Vegeta were standing, Vegeta would come to, like, barely right at Goku's crotch.
I didn't know you had the Super Saiyan 4 trick up your sleeve too. Awesome.
The power of this. Is he actually a Super Saiyan 4 or not? Something doesn't seem right.
I kind of dig that they have unique dialogue. Oh, earlier I said we'd be ending End of ZU. I'm wrong. We would be ending on the GT fights. Nice. I feel like I can play really aggro with the Daima characters. Compared to how Goku was playing, I don't know if, like, for some reason, maybe the AI has just shut off or something, but I feel like the Daima characters play so aggro. It's kind of locked in place there for a second. I will say his back hit is mixing me here.
Let's fight again sometime. See ya.
But I mean, you could see there how massive the size difference was between Daima Goku and GT Vegeta. I mean, that was cartoonish. And I understand that I think I haven't call out post on myself. I haven't watched Daima. Haven't gotten around to it. Me and Hellbeast finished Super not too long ago, and everyone's gonna rinse me in the comments for this. But the way I introduced Hellbeast to Dragon Ball was through the abridged, and at that point the Boobits had come out, and so we watched through the abridged. Actually, we watched through it, and then we watched through it again when the Boobits came out, and included the Boobits, obviously. And we then watched Super. So her experience with the Dragon Ball story is the abridged things that she's seen in Xenoverse, and anything Super brings up or that is in Super, and like a couple of movies. Like we've watched, because we've watched all of the abridged stuff, obviously, and we watched Broly recently. We watched the Wrath of the Dragon. No? Okay. And so that's kind of her experience with it. And so we watched all of Super, excluding, because, like, you know, we watched Battle of Gods and Resurrection F over watching the parts of it in the anime, just because that's, I think, the correct way to experience that part of the story. Oop. He'll smash me to bits. Oh! Crazy. I still want, I really wish that we could just get it cleaner, you know? So I'm gonna do another run, see if we can't hit the Spark and Kamehameha a bit cleaner. And so, and of course I cut out, like, ironically, considering Copy Vegeta is in Revamp, we didn't watch Copy Vegeta. I cut out a lot of the other kind of filler stuff leading up to the Tournament of Power. Just because, I mean, honestly, who needs to see Gohan almost cheating on his wife that he has a child with, you know? That's not necessary.
Is he actually a Super Saiyan 4 or not? Something doesn't seem right.
And so, and I know people are going to rinse me about why did you show her abridged before the actual series. Listen, Hellbeast has ADHD, right? Not to mention that, I personally haven't watched a lot of the original series. Why, you might ask? Quite simply because it was never airing as a kid, and then the time frame where I had time to watch it was before I knew how to, you know, sail the seven seas, as it were. And so there was factually just not really a way to watch it without spending money that my parents weren't going to spend on, orange boxes. And I own a couple of the orange boxes for the Cell Saga. Let's see what his limit burst is. Nice. And so the thing about it is that my experience with Dragon Ball was entirely through the games, right? Playing Budokai, playing Ultimate Tenkaichi. Like, unironically, without Ultimate Tenkaichi, I wouldn't know what Fusion Reborn was. Watching GT, and, like, I think I've probably unironically watched more of, well, no, I probably watched more of Z. Because I know I've watched the entire Saiyan saga for sure. I've watched more. I've watched a significant amount of the Cell Saga. Let's see if we can. I don't know a harder knockdown than that, so nice. So my point being, I never experienced the original series in one go. And Hell Beast has, like, if I had to show her an episode of the Namek saga, or even the Saiyan saga, right? Assuming that the Raditz fight, because I don't know off the top of my head, assuming it's only 3 episodes, I have to convince her to watch all 3 of those episodes without her getting bored. When you're considering that it isn't just a matter of, like, yeah, let's sit down and watch a show, because we don't have time to just sit down and watch shows, and neither of us have the desire or attention span to do it, then I think you will find it's understandable to watch the much more fast-paced, abridged, to get an idea of the series, and then move into something that hasn't been abridged like Super. Point is I've been waiting for Hell Beast to watch Daima, and we're watching other things right now, and so Daima has been put on the back burner. Anyway, so with all of that, we have finished. We've hit our checkpoint. I think, as I said, the Dragon Ball fight at the beginning of the series was a goof. I wasn't expecting it to be the whole first episode, but it was a goof. And so our first checkpoint was post Saiyan Saga. And then, I think, I may have not had a checkpoint then. I can't remember. You can watch episode 2 and it'll be plain as day there. So, for sure though, we had a checkpoint after Cell. Then our next checkpoint is now, post Daima. So from here on, it's going to be all of Super. No breaks. It's going to be Super Saiyan God, Goku, Super Saiyan Blue, the UI forms. It's going to be kind of balls to the walls, because this is a lot of variants that we have to get through. So, just to kind of hype you up, tell you what to expect, this is obviously going to be like first Beerus fight. Let me look at this. This is God combination, so that's Broly, Gravity Bash, and Godbind. I'll have to look into that. And kind of figure out how I'm feeling about that, because both of those having Godbind is kind of weird. I assume this one is kind of reads to me as like Tournament of Power versus Dispo or Hit. I don't remember what that fight was. Or maybe I'll just do like versus Kale and Caulifla. This maybe I'll have this be versus Goku Black maybe. And I have no clue about this one. I'll figure it out though. For now though, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you again in the future as we head into Dragon Ball Super. Have a great day.